Hello everyone, my name is Iwan Ardiswantara. So here I am as the first speaker in the first group. In this session, we are going to explain you about some definition. The first definition that we are going to explain you is about the definition of denotation. The second one is the definition of connotation, and the last one, the definition of imagery. Other than we are going to analyze two poetries. The first poetry is entitled Meeting at Night by Robert Browning, and the second poetry is entitled There is No Frigate Like a Book by Emily Ligninson. Okay, let's move with the first definition is about the definition of denotation. Well, the definition of denotation in the poetry. So, according to Rule 2020, you can see from this definition, I can conclude that the definition of denotation is the objective meaning of the word. The objective meaning of the word with no associated emotion. Because every word that have a dictionary definition has denotation, no matter language or part of speech. And it is also possible for similar words to denote the same thing. Other word, we can say that the denotation is an actual meaning of the word and has same meaning of the dictionary.
Hello, my name is Eka Uliana Puspitawati. I am from class B. My student registration number is 1912021093. Now, I will explain about the characteristics of denotation words. They are, first, the word is what it is. Second, the meaning of the word is the true meaning. Third, there is no ambiguous meaning in the word.
Okay, everyone. Now I would like to analyze the denotation in the first stanza of the first poetry that we'll analyze. So the first poetry here is "Meeting at Night" by Robert Browning. So in the first stanza, I found some denotations of the word. The first word here, half moon. So the denotation of half moon here is a moon that we can see only half of it on the sky. The second one here is love. Love means being at or having a relatively small elevation or upward extension. And then starlit. Starlit here means like feeling or showing sudden shock. And then fiery. Fiery means in the dictionary definition is consisting of fire. And then sleep. So sleep means resting our eyes closed and our body, our mind is not active. And then gain the curve. Gain the curve means here uh, a kind of recess on the coast of an ocean. And then prow. Prow means uh, the front part of a boat or a ship. And then quench. Quench here means extinguish or stop, like quenching your thirst by drinking Gatorade. And then the last one here is speed. Speed means move fast.
Next, we analyze from Meeting at Night Putri, stanza 2. First, sea. The meaning is the salt water that covers most of the Earth's surface and surrounds its continents and islands. In the Putri, Robert Browning writes, then a mile of warm sea, sand, beach, means that there is a warm sea that smells like beach which has a mile long. Second, farm. The meaning is an area of land and the buildings on it, used for growing crops and keeping animals. In the Putri, Robert Browning tells that someone in the Putri should cross the field until arrive the farm. The The third, voice. The meaning is the sound produced in a person's hearing, and a third through the mouth as speech or song. In the poetry, tell that there are someone talking with a less voice. Fourth, loud. The meaning is producing much noise. In the poetry, someone talking with less voice and not loud. Fifth, joys. The meaning is a feeling of great pleasure and happiness. In the poetry, someone feeling great when they're talking to each other. Six, fear. The meaning is an unpleasant emotion caused by the threat of danger, pain, or harm. In the poetry, someone who are talking to each other also feel fear when they are talking. 7. 2. The meaning is equivalent to the sum of 1 and 1 or 1 less than 3. In the poetry, mention that there are two hearts beating. 8. Hearts. The meaning is a hollow muscular organ that pumps the blood through the circulatory system. In the poetry, mention there are two hearts beating to each other.
Okay, everyone. Now I would like to analyze the denotation of the second poetry here. And the title poetry, There Is No Forget Like a Book by Emily Dickinson. So here I analyze from the first line to the fourth line because the other line the analyzed by my friend. So I found some denotation here. So the first denotation is book. Book means a collection of paper or the other material that is bound together at once and contains writing, pictures, and attachments. Or the other word, we can say that book means a handwritten or printed work of fictions or non-fictions, usually on sheets of paper fastened together within covers. And the second word here, page. So the denotation of page here is one of the leaf of a publication or manuscript, or the other word we can say that page is one side of one of the pieces of paper in the book, in the magazine or newspaper. And the last one word here is poetry. So the denotation of poetry is a literary work whose language is bound by rhythm, the dimension, rhyme, and arrangement of lines and stanzas.
First, poorest. The meaning is not having enough money. In the poetry, tells that even the poorest people can take the traverse. Second, frugal. The meaning is not costing much money and use it necessary. In the poetry, tells that it was so economical. And the last is soul. The meaning is emotional or intellectual energy that human has. In the poetry, tells that it can take human soul everywhere. That's all that I can share. For the next material, will be explained by my friend.
Hello everyone, my name is Nikitut Ali Juniari. My student registration number is 1912021120. I'm from class 4B and I want to describe about definition of connotation. Connotation is the use of a word to suggest a different association than its literal meaning, which is known as denotation. Connotation can be either positive, negative, or neutral. Connotation is one of the important components in a literary works. It is because the connotation sentence is considered more beautiful than the denotation sentence. The use of connotation is to beauty a sentence, refine a sentence, show dislike for others, show anger toward others, and increase the intensity of meaning. That's all I can share about definition of connotation. For the next materials will be continued by my friend.
Hello everyone, my name is Lohide Rahmayanti. My student registration number is 1912021119. I'm from 4B class. Alright, the next material is about type of connotation. There are three types of connotation. The first is positive connotation. The keyword is positive meaning. What is the meaning of positive meaning? It means that the word that has positive connotation that conjure a favorable emotional response. The second is negative connotation. The keyword is negative meaning. What is mean of negative meaning? It has a opposite meaning of positive connotation. It means that the word that implies negative emotion, or in other words, it presents the person or thing in an unfavorable light. And the last is neutral connotation. The keyword is neutral point of view. What is mean of neutral point of view? Is it means that uh, the word that contain no attack positive or negative connotation. Next. Okay, the next is analysis of the first poetry. The first analysis will be continued with my friend.
And then I want to analyze the first poetry, entitled Meeting at Night by Robert Browning. I want analyze in stanza 1. The first word is little with. This word is in the line 3, which has a positive connotation and symbolize the conditions of calm sea waters. And the second word is lip. This word is in line 3, has a positive connotations and symbolize the wave as lip around his crab. They are not used to being disturbed at this time of night. The waves are spoken of as if they have been roused from sleep. And the third word is ringlet. This word is in line 4, has a positive connotations and symbolize the whole seascape comes alive as the speaker describes the light from the moon as to the atmosphere as individuals ringlets or of waters are lit by it by glow. And for the second stanza will be continued by my friend.
Okay, for the second stanza, the first word is centered. The word is found in the first line of the second stanza, which has the positive connotation. The word convey the scene of the beach as the same as the sea. And the next word is to cross. The word is found on the second line of the second stanza, which has the neutral connotation. The word means that the journey will be continued by passing through the tree field. And the last word is blue spur. The word is found on the fourth line of the second stanza, which has the negative connotation. The meaning of the word is fire. Next. The next is the second poetry will be analysis with my friend.
Then I want to analyze the second poetry entitled There Is No Break Like a Book by Emily Dixon. And the first word is frigate. This word is on the first line. This word has a literal meaning, which means worship. In poetry, this word means adventures or explanations. So here it is explained that there is no ship that can take you anywhere or even new village others than by reading book. And the second word is coursers. It is in the third line. This word has the meaning of a horse that has high speed and energy. But there the horse is compared to the pigs in the books which has a higher speed to take us anywhere in the realm of our imagination that is faster than a horse. And the third word is prancing. This word is in the fourth line, which means with poetry we can get meaning more quickly. And then continue by my friends.
Okay, the next word is travel. The word is found on the fifth line. The word means traveling. It means that by reading book we can travel anywhere. So here it means that all of the people, including the first people, can go anywhere by reading a book. And the next is toll. The, the word is found in the sixth line. Uh, we know that in the toll, there are usually something like a price. When we want to enter the toll, we have to pay. When we want to enter the toll, but in the reading a book, we can do not encounter something like that. So the last is caveat. Caveat is found on the seventh line. This word means reading book is fickle. It means that by reading a book, we can go anywhere, like train, then can make us go anywhere with the low cost. So that's all about the explanation of the connotation. The next material is about imagery will be continue with my friends. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Dewa Ayuratna Lili Pastika. My student registration number is 1912021137 and I am from 4B class. In this section, I would like to describe about imagery in poetry. Okay, let's start with the definition of imagery in poetry. Imagery is a vivid and vibrant form of description that appeals to readers' sense and imagination. There are 7 types of imagery. The first one is visual imagery. It is what you can see. It includes colors, brightness, shapes, size, and patterns. The second one is auditory imagery. Auditory imagery is what you can hear. It includes music and other pleasant sound, harsh noises, or silence. The third one is gustatory imagery. It is what you can taste. It includes sweetness, sourness, saltiness, savouriness, or spiciness. The fourth is tactile imagery. It is what you can touch. It includes a feel of temperature, texture, and other physical sensation. Okay, the fifth is olfactory imagery. It is what you can smell. It includes pleasant fragrance or off-putting odors. The sixth is kinesthetic imagery. It is motion you can feel. It includes the sensation of spending along in the vehicle, a slow sauntering, or any movement around the speaker. And the last one is organic imagery or internal emotion. It includes fatigue, hunger, thirst, love, fear, and despair. Okay, now let's move to the analysis of the imagery in the first poem. The first poem is Meeting at Night by Robert Browning. Okay, in the first stanza, we can see gray, black, yellow half moon, large and low, little waves, and invary ringlets from their sleep. It is indicated that the speakers or the narrator want to invite the readers or the listeners to imagine what they can see. So, in the first stanza, use visual imagery. Okay, that's all can I share to you. For the analysis of second stanza and the next poetry will be explained by my friend.
Hello, my name is Melkaderna Wijayani, and now I would like to analyze the imagery in the two poetry. In the first poetry, the title is Meeting at Night by Robert Browning, and the second poetry, the title is There is a Frigate Like a Book by Emily Dickinson. Okay, the first poetry, the title is Meeting at Night by Robert Browning in the second stanza. In the second stanza, the writer writes a warm sea-shaded beach. Here, the reader can use his sense of smell and remind the odor of the smell of acidic seawater, which is called olfaction imagery. Next, to show a visual imagery, the sentence, blue spurt of a lighted match, is an example of imagery because there is a color, namely blue. Another example of imagery is the less loud sound of two hearts beating against each other. In that sentence, use imagery because the reader can use his sense of hearing to hear two beating hearts, which is called auditory imagery. Okay. The second poetry is There is No Frigate Like a Book by Emily Dickinson. In the first line, the sentence is, there is no frigate like a book. On this line can be found a visual imagery. This is evidenced by the words frigate and book. The speaker invites the readers to imagine a book that is like a ship that will take them around exploring the breadth of science. In the second line, there's a sentence, to take us lands away. In this sentence, we can find kinesthetic imagery. This is evidenced by the word lens. The speaker seems to invite the readers to feel a movement or move from one place to another. In the third, fourth, and fifth sentence, there is no imagery. And in the sixth line, there is a word, oppress. This is an example from tactile imagery, where the reader can feel what oppression is a mean in this poem. Next, in the seventh line, there is a word, chariot, or we can say train. This is an example of visual imagery. The reader can imagine the train mentioned in this poetry. Next, in the last line, the reader can imagine how the human soul was carried by the burning train in the seventh line. It's called visual imagery. Okay, that's all from our group. Thank you for watching.